Following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFN coming to a review that is long overdue. I got this Transformers figure several months ago, well, a few months ago when it first came out, and it is none other than the Transformers Galactic Odyssey Micron Micromasters. So, like all the other Galactic Odyssey Transformers figures, the style of the box is similar to the Generation Selects line of Transformers figures. However, the Galactic Odyssey E-Collection, instead of a spray-painted Autobot logo, each of the 5 Galactic Odyssey box sets has a unique design printed on it. So this is the symbol for the planet Micron. It basically looks like Optimus Prime's helmet with a small Micromaster Transformer standing in front of Optimus Prime's face. So I think that's a pretty cool design for the planet Micron to have that. So here is the name of the set here on the bottom of the box. You can see I already opened it up and took a peek inside to see what the Transformers you get in this set look like. So, opening up the box here on the inside lid, you've got the map of outer space showing all the planets that the Transformers have all gone into, and this is what the Earthrise, the War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise line had. Each action figure contained a piece of this map of the galaxy showing all the places that the Transformers have gone to. So, in the Galactic Odyssey Micron Micromasters set, you get 6 Micromasters. 3 of them are Autobots and 3 are Decepticons. And it's these two yellow Micromasters are an Autobot. This is an Autobot, and then these 3 Micromasters are all Decepticons. So, taking them out of the package. Here they are on the plastic tray that they come in. And for the life of me, I can't remember the names of these guys, so look it up here in the instruction sheet really fast. So, okay, so that's their names. So, first up we have this Autobot Micromaster is named Fireguard. Originally his name was Wheelblaze, but Wheelblaze was actually released in the Transformers Siege line in the Target exclusive Micromaster 10 pack, so Hasbro and Takara decided to give this original combiner version of Wheelblaze the new name of Fireguard. I'll probably switch the names around, but I honestly haven't decided at this point. And then this other Autobot Micromaster is named Roadburner, and Fireguard and Roadburner can combine their 2 separate vehicles together into a larger vehicle that is supposed to be a yellow fire truck, but because they're mold mates with the Decepticon Battle Squad Direct Hit and Full Tilt, instead of looking like a fire truck, they look like a yellow military missile launcher truck. So it's wasn't too much mold differences going on to distinguish them from their Decepticon mold mates. And then these 2 Micromasters over here, this yellow one and this purple one underneath, these guys are named this yellow one right here is named Decepticon Motorhead, and then the one underneath him has a very unique name. His name is Runner, but in the original Generation 1 line, this guy was Barricade. That's right, for those of you who know who Barricade is from the Decepticon police car from the live-action Transformers movies, in the original Transformers Generation 1 line, Barricade was a Micromaster who transformed into a blue race car. Here in the Galactic Odyssey collection, Barricade is mold mates with one of the other members of the team known as the Decepticon Battle Patrol. He, along with I just said his name a moment ago, Motorhead. Barricade and Motorhead were both part of the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol, I believe they were known as. The other 2 members of that patrol were released in the Earthrise line, and with the release of these 2 characters, the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol has become the only Generation 1 Micromaster Patrol team to have all 4 members be given modern-day Micromaster figures in the War for Cybertron trilogy line, so that's pretty great. And for those of you wondering why Hasbro and Takara decided to rename Barricade Runner, it's because Hasbro and Takara now recognize the movieverse version of Barricade as the official version of Barricade, but come to find out some brief background information. Dreamwave Comics, which produced the Transformers comic books during the early 2000s, they did an origin story for Barricade where he started off as a Micromaster named Runner, and then he changed his name to Barricade after he decided to join the Decepticons ranks. So Hasbro and Takara renaming Barricade Runner is a callback to the origin story given to him by Dreamwave Comics. Now, last two Micromasters that you get in this set, this orange one is known as Decepticon Sting Racer, and then this minty green Micromaster is an Autobot Micromaster, and his name is, as I flip through the instruction sheets really fast, is Autobot Windstorm. So Sting Racer and Windstorm, when they transform into their vehicle modes, they are actually based off of vehicles from the Mask franchise. Sting Racer is based off of Stinger, and I'm sorry for not memorizing his name before the review started. Autobot Windstorm is based off of the Mask vehicle known as Hurricane. So yes, one can make the argument that Sting Racer and Windstorm, since they're based off the Mask vehicles of Stinger and Hurricane, these guys can technically stand alongside Gigawatt and Ectotron and Maverick and Ultimate Expanse in being a crossover Transformers figure. So without further delay, we will take a brief look at these guys' eyes in their robot modes and see what they look like. Before we actually get a close look at the Micromasters, I almost forgot. Just like the other Galactic Odyssey collection sets, you get this plastic card containing information on Planet Micron. So here's a close-up of the information. It's written in multiple languages, so here it is in English. You can pause the video and read it if you want. It says the Micron is a fortress system. The terrain contains cities, natural water resources, lush greenery. The sector is Outer Rim 1. The coordinates are Zone 2, District 52 by 2.13. E, Aspect 4, Known Hazards. The magma-covered moon holds a maximum security prison. Now here's another callback to Dreamwave Comics, in addition to Barricade's name being changed to Decepticon Runner. The primary life forms, it states, are Minicons, not Micromasters, Minicons, race of small Cybertronian colonists, resources, prototype plasma energy generators that power the planet, and key data, advanced military defense system made up of interlocking megacities, making it the most secure planet in the known universe. So, the main residents being referred to as Minicons instead of Micromasters. The reason why I said it was a callback to Dreamwave Comics was, at the time when the interest in the when Dreamwave Comics was printing out stories based off of the Generation 1 Micromasters, the Transformers franchise that had just started and was was out on the market by Hasbro and Takara was the Transformers Armada franchise, and Transformers Armada introduced a third faction of another new faction of Transformers that was neither Autobots nor Decepticons. They were known as the Minicons, and unfortunately, Dreamwave Comics, they presented the idea shortly after the Minicons were introduced to the Transformers franchise during the run of Transformers Armada. Dreamwave Comics introduced the idea that the Minicons were the exact same Transformers as the Micromasters, and that rather than being a separate faction of Transformers that was neither Autobots nor Decepticons, the Minicons were just a subgroup of Micromasters, and as time has gone by, Hasbro and Takara Tomy have ended up treating the Minicons the exact same way that they were treated by Idita, by Dreamwave for the official Transformers comic books, and the bio here for the Planet Micron just reflects that mentality that started with Dreamwave Comics and then was later embraced by Hasbro and Takara Tomy. The idea being that the Minicons and Micromasters, instead of being separate groups of Transformers, they're the same group that have different interchangeable names. Transformers fans and especially of the Armada franchise, who wholeheartedly embrace the idea of the Minicons being separate Transformers from the Autobots and Decepticons, have criticized somewhat Hasbro and Takara Tomy's decision to acknowledge, or rather not acknowledge, make the Minicons virtually identical to the Micromasters. And what that's done is the Minicons, they aren't as prominently featured Transformers characters as they used to be, but I'm just babbling on at this point, so we'll bring focus back here to the Minicons. So I just said Minicons again, so there you go. That's what Hasbro and Takara Tomy wanted to do. They wanted you to call the Micromasters Minicons as well if Micromaster was too much of a challenge for you. So here's the first two Micromasters we get in this set. And we have Wheelblaze, or because Wheelblaze was technically given another Micromaster figure in the Siege line, we have his new name is Fireguard, and we also have Roadburner. So this one right here is Roadburner with the taller cannon on the back of him, and officially on the Transformers Wikipedia, the combined vehicle mode that these two Micromasters form is supposed to be a fire truck. So instead of a missile, you can imagine a Roadburner's cannon actually shooting out water. And for Fireguard, it's your decision if you want to call him by his original Generation 1 name of Wheelblaze, or if you want to call him by his new name, Fireguard. Again, Wheelblaze was technically already given a Micromaster in the Transformers Siege line, which is why Hasbro and Takara Tomy gave him a name change. It's your personal preference if you want the actual Generation 1 Wheelblaze that combines with Roadburner to be Wheelblaze, and you want the other Micromaster that was released in the Siege line to be Fireguard. It's all personal preference. I apologize I forgot to grab my other Micromasters for some size comparisons, so I apologize for not being able to actually do any size comparisons here. So, articulation on these guys is pretty much the same as their mold mates, the Decepticon Battle Squad of Decepticon Direct Hit, and Power Punch. The only articulation in the arms is ball joints at the shoulders. The heads can technically spin, are on swivel joints, so they can look left and right, but on my copies, the swivel joints in the neck are pretty tight, and that's a tad unfortunate because out of the package, I just fixed Fireguard's head, but it's kind of hard to tell. But if you look right here on Roadburner, out of the box, their heads were attached at the neck joint, bendings at a slight angle, so I'll see if I can fix that, straighten it out, and make it look like he's not looking out forward. Same thing, so the articulation is almost the same on both of these Micromasters. They have ball joints on the hips, no waist swivel. Fireguard technically has ball joints on his knee, so his knee joints have slightly more range of articulation, and Roadburner has hinge jointed knees, but unfortunately, due to his thick backpack, the knee joint is rendered useless. But other than that, and transforming these guys is pretty easy. And again, And these guys are one of the Micromaster squads, is what they were known as in the Generation 1 line. They're basically Micromaster combiner vehicles. So here's Fire Guard's vehicle mode. This 5mm peg on the back, you can technically point it upward and give him his own distinguished vehicle mode. I don't know if there's any retooled parts on Fire Guard and Road Burner. I think if there is, there might just be the head sculpts, but other than that, everything else about them is virtually the same compared to Direct Hit and Power Punch, the Decepticon Battle Squad, which these guys are mold mates with, repainted from, I believe. So, getting everything lined up properly. So here's Road Burner's vehicle mode right here. Here it's a boxy shaped type truck with a cannon on it. I believe these two little sculpted pieces right here on Power Punch, they were painted up to look like a truck cab. So you can use your imagination on that. But of course, the main gimmick with these guys is that you use the 5mm peg attached to Fire Guard, turned into a 5mm peg hole on the front of Road Burner. And here they are in their combined vehicle mode. Even though in vehicle mode, these guys are a straight up repaint of Direct Hit and Power Punch, the Decepticon on Battle Patrol. I know, the Battle Squad. I keep getting Patrol and Squad mixed up. It's late at night when I'm recording this video, so I'm very tired and getting ready to go to sleep soon. So yes, here is Fire Guard, or Wheel Blaze if you want to call him by his G1 name, and Road Burner in their combined vehicle mode. They are officially supposed to be a yellow fire truck, but it's a bit of an imagination. You could technically imagine these guys being a airport fire truck, since the fire trucks used at airports are yellow and they have pretty big tires attached to them. And you can imagine this cannon, instead of shooting lasers or missiles, that it shoots out water. But yeah, again, it's a bit of a stretch on the imagination. So next up, we will unleash Barricade and Aid, or Decepticon Runner, as he's known as here, and also Motorhead is his partner. Again, Barricade and Motorhead, and they're a part of the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol, and the other two members of the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol were released in the Transformers Earthrise line at mass retail. So if you're aware that these two Micromasters are two of the Micromasters that form the only Micromaster Patrol to have all four members released in the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy lines. And if you have that knowledge, that's one thing that motivates collectors into getting this set, is that Barricade, or Runner is his new name, and also Motorhead, and they're partners in crime and grime on the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol were released at mass retail. Also, if you get this Galactic Odyssey 6 Odyssey box set, which contains the 6 Micromasters, then these two characters, if you have the other members of the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol, then you will have the only Micromaster Patrol from the Generation 1 line to have all four members be given updated modern-day Micromasters in the War for Cybertron trilogy line. Runner, or Barricade, and Motorhead, they are straight-up repaints of their fellow members on the Decepticon Battle Patrol. One thing I forgot to show off with Wheel Blaze, or Fire Guard, and Road Burner is the combined weapon mode for them. So you just flip it upside down, Now, and have a larger Transformers character hold on to this 5mm peg here, and then you can see the 4 sculpted circles here on the back are laser gun barrels, and so that's the combined weapon mode of these two Micromasters. It's just the vehicle mode flipped upside down, which is absolutely silly. So yeah, same thing with all these Micromasters. The articulation is pretty much the same. Name is just some of the ball joints and swivel joints are hindered by the kibble that these Micromasters have. Pretty much all these Micromasters have some type of backpack that hinders the articulation in their arms. But if you can get past it, these are pretty fun Transformers figures to have. Now, most of the stuff I've been saying about these guys is information that you would have had to have read on the Transformers Wikipedia, or be such a Transformers fanatic you have prior knowledge about the background information on these Transformers characters. So, if you don't have much of the background information on these Transformers characters and you don't have too much emotional attachment or aren't all too invested in finding out the history on the Micromaster Transformers characters, then the Galactic Odyssey Micron Micromasters set might be an easy pass because all of these Micromasters are, I believe, all of them are straight up repaints. I think the head sculpts on all 6 of them might be the exact same as the figures that they are repainted from. So as far as the point of view of these Micromasters being unique, pretty much everything that makes these Micromasters special is all of the history and background information on these characters. But if you aren't too invested in finding out the history of Micromaster Transformers, then this set and these Transformers Micromasters themselves might be an easy pass for you since they are straight up repaints of previously Micromasters. Alrighty, and so here is Motorhead and Runner, aka Barricade, transformed into their vehicle modes, and unfortunately on my copy of Motorhead, the front of his vehicle mode doesn't want to peg into place. I don't know if that's mold degradation or if it's just that's the way the hinge joint on this individual copy of Motorhead came out. The Micromaster that he's repainted from, my copy of that Micromaster, the front section sits down and sits in place perfectly without any issues at all, so I honestly don't know why Motorhead refuses to clip into place properly. And again, Runner, he's pretty cool looking. I love the very dark shade of navy blue used on him. So for the combined weapon mode of these two, it's pretty basic, and I believe the official configuration of the combined weapon mode has let's see where it is. Yeah, so it has Motorhead on top and Runner on the bottom. For the sake of time, I'm not going to show off the combined weapon mode because it's just as ridiculous as the combined weapons on all the Micromasters, but here's a photo of it in the instruction sheet. So yeah, there's the combined laser gun that Motorhead, Ed, and Runner form. It's not that interesting. But yeah, these guys are Decepticons through and through. There's apparently been a slight bit of confusion amongst some Transformers collectors due to the fact that out of the box, Motorhead is packaged standing alongside Fire Guard and Roadburner, and because Motorhead is almost the same shade of yellow as these Micromasters, there's apparently been a slight bit of confusion among some Transformers collectors as to whether or not Motorhead is an Autobot, but I can confirm after learning some of the information on him that he is in fact a Decepticon. So last but definitely by no means least, we have the two Micromasters in this set that are not based off of Generation 1 Micromaster Transformers characters. These are, in fact, brand new Micromasters. Unfortunately, they are not new molds, just like all of the Transformers action figures that have been released in the Galactic Odyssey collection. These are straight-up repaints of previously released Micromasters, and these last two Micromasters are repaints of the Autobot Hot Rod Patrol, not to be confused with the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol that I've been mentioning throughout this video. These guys are repaints of the Autobot Hot Rod Patrol. And as I said earlier in the video, these last two Micromasters, Sting Racer, and I don't know why I keep forgetting this poor Micromaster's name. Windstorm, that's his name, Windstorm. So, Sting Racer and Windstorm here, they are brand new Micromaster Transformers characters. Windstorm is a straight-up repaint of Daddy-O, aka Big Daddy, and then Sting Racer is a straight-up repaint of the Autobot Micromaster that was packaged with Big Daddy. Trip Up, I think, was his name. So yeah, these guys, they are brand new Transformers characters, and that's because even though they're straight-up repaints of previously released Micromasters, these guys, their vehicle modes are actually based off of vehicles from the Mask franchise. And another bit of confusion that's risen among some Transformers collectors is which of these characters are Autobots and which are Decepticons, because they don't have any faction symbols painted on them. But Sting Racer is based off a vehicle from the Mask franchise that was named Stinger. Stinger was driven by a villainous human character in the Mask franchise. So yeah, this guy is a Decepticon. So for those of you who are fans of the Mask franchise, you'll be able to recognize right away that Sting Racer is heavily inspired by the Mask vehicle that was named Stinger. So yeah, there he is in all his splendor and glory. In the instruction sheet, it states that Sting Racer and Windstorm, I remembered his name that time, that you're supposed to combine them just like you combine the Micromasters that they're repainted from, which are Big Daddy and Trip Up. Yeah, but these guys are officially on opposite sides of the battlefield, so Sting Racer is a Decepticon, and Windstorm is in fact a Autobot. And unfortunately, now that he's on camera, Windstorm wants to be difficult in having me transform him correctly. Let's see if I can get this transformed first. There we go. Let's see if I can get this to finally line up properly. One side. Yes, got it. Windstorm's upset with me because I keep forgetting his name. But yeah, there's Windstorm in his vehicle mode, and despite being a straight-up repaint of Big Daddy, aka Daddy-O, those Transformers fans who are also fans of the Mask franchise, you'll recognize that Windstorm takes a lot of design cues from the Mask vehicle that was named Hurricane, and he's got the same flame paint job that Hurricane had. It's very, very hard to tell on Sting Racer since it's almost the exact same in color, and the blurry screen on my camera isn't quite picking it up. But if you look on the side doors of Sting Racer, he's got the same striped paint job that the Mask vehicle of Stinger had. But yeah, that's pretty much it. In the instruction sheets, it says you're supposed to combine these guys into the same weapon, even though they're on opposite sides. Sting Racer is a Decepticon, and Windstorm is an Autobot. But yeah, when all's said and done, and as far as these guys being based on Mask vehicles, I think that's a pretty clever decision on Hasbro and Takara Tomi's part to release Micromasters that take design cues from vehicles of another franchise. I didn't really I've never really been too invested in the Mask franchise, so I can't really have too much of an opinion on them. But that is pretty much it. So, bringing the other vehicles in this set, I didn't have them standing side by side with each other. So yes, here, yes, that's pretty much it. These are the Transformers you get the Amazon exclusive Transformers Galactic Odyssey Micron Micromasters set. And you get 3 Autobots, Fire Guard, Art, aka Wheelblaze, and I should have memorized the names of these Micromasters before I started recording the video, and also Roadburner, who combined into one fire truck. You got a brand new Autobot Micromaster named Windstorm, who's based off of Hurricane. You got Sting Racer, who's based off the masked vehicle Stinger, and you got the final 2 members of the Decepticon Hot Rod Patrol, Motorhead, and Decepticon Runner, aka Barricade. So yeah, that's pretty much it. These are the Micromasters you get in this box set, and they do all look quite amazing in their own right. They're done in very nice, vibrant colors, and that's something that was true of the Micromasters when they were released in the Generation 1 franchise. It was right at the very end of the Generation 1 franchise, and right after that, Hasbro launched the Generation 2 franchise, which infamously has some of the brightest and most vibrantly colored Transformers to ever be released. So this review has gone on longer than I would have wanted it to do, so do I recommend getting the Amazon exclusive Transformers Micron Micromasters box set? I do recommend getting it because you can't go wrong adding Micromasters to your Transformers collection. And the word from Hasbro and Takara told me is that they are done with Micromasters for now, so this and the other Galactic Odyssey set at the 5th and final one that was released, which is the Botropolis Rescue Mission. These are the last Micromasters that we're apparently going to be getting from Hasbro and Takara told me for a while, so I do recommend getting this set. It has a retail price tag of $30, which is the same price you'd pay for that collectors were paying for the Micromaster 2-packs released at mass retail. But again, because all these Micromasters are straight up repaints, they might not be for everyone. So the Galactic Odyssey Micron Micromaster set, it isn't necessarily a must-have set of Transformers figures, but I recommend getting it. So thank you guys all so much for stopping by. This has been the TFA and Geek, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell icon for notifications. Wash your hands before and after you leave your home. Wear a mask outdoors at all times. And until next time, you guys transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.